Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. My name is Nicole Nyasha and I make career related content. So just driving back into Toronto from Kitchener. I actually left earlier this morning, spent the entire day there. It was a fun and it was a good time, but super exhausting. As you can tell from my eyes, I'm super tired. But let me take you guys back to where it all began. Today I'm taking you to Kitchener, which is a city in the southeastern part province of Ontario and one of the 3 cities that make up the region of Waterloo. It's a 1 to 1 hour 20-minute drive from Toronto, so let's go.
Hi, let's go.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
So here we are arriving in Kitchener and it starts raining. What a great start.
Turn right.
The first place we stopped by was the sprawling Victoria Park. It's located in the quiet residential neighborhood of Victoria Park and features a blend of beautiful, modern, and Victorian homes. Visitors are known to be drawn to the park for its lake and annual events. Unfortunately, there were no events on this particular day because it was a national holiday, but I can testify that the lake views are beautiful. It's a great place to unwind, relax away from the hustle and bustle of the city, and just spend quality time either alone or with your loved ones. From Victoria Park, we drove downtown. So we're now in Kitchener City Hall. This is where the municipality of Kitchener sits, and I guess this is where they make all the important decisions. Come on, let's go inside.
Kitchener.
are you going? You want to go and look for the Prime Minister there? Yeah. You're just walking like this is it.
The Prime Minister doesn't sit in Kitchener, honey. He sits in Ottawa.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So who sits here?
I don't know. We're now on Yonge Street, down next to the municipality building. So we now just want to walk around downtown Kitchener and see if it has the same sort of Toronto downtown vibe, or if it will be a little bit more relaxed.
Sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but again, away feels like it's been a freaking decade.
I love how their downtown has like a lot of patios, so it's not really giving Toronto downtown vibes, it's giving more like Toronto midtown chilled vibes.
And they say, yo, guess you got a 2 o'clock appointment for a champagne shop, oh yeah. I'm busy trying to take you higher, got no time for never, only spending cheddar, wish I could do this forever. Chilling with the hottest company, they all wanna welcome me to their private penthouse suite, yeah, now I got the key. Rooftop pool, got a heli on speed, ocean view from the highest peak. I'm complete, I want this to stay.
From downtown Kitchener, we drove out to visit some museums. The first one we went to was the Homer Watson House and Gallery, which aims to preserve and celebrate the legacy of Homer Watson. He was a Canadian landscape painter and has been characterized as the painter who first painted Canada as Canada. Many of his artworks are still on display at his house, which he and his sister transformed into a small art gallery. I also learned that after his wife's death, he got into a creative block for about a year and then started consulting spirit mediums to connect with her for inspiration, started getting deeper into spirituality. This information is also publicly available on his website, by the way, and this whole experience really emphasized to me the importance of not just buying artwork because you think it's beautiful, but doing your research on the artist first, because you just never know what circumstance or state that person is when they're creating that masterpiece. How like this stuff has not eroded, it's still intact and you can still physically touch it and
yeah,
still
like,
looks decent.
some stuff you can tell was stored improperly, like this one, which was one of his later ones, it's all cracked, probably because it got stored in an attic or a garage, so it got hot and then cold. And that's his palette. So the last day that he was alive, he was painting, and that's all the paint that was left on his palette. And he said, I'm gonna go upstairs, take a nap, and then he died. So he left the painting unfinished and all the paints. So they've all gotten brown from age and cracked up. But
Does he still have family?
yeah.
Our next stop was the Waterloo Regional Museum together with the Doon Heritage Village, which is one of Waterloo Region's most popular attractions, and this was a personal highlight for me on this day. This is the package. You get to see the indoors or the Heritage Village, both for $11. The indoor part of the museum showcased the history of Waterloo, some of the first settlers, why they chose to come to Canada and Waterloo, and some interesting facts about how the region has developed. This 1989 Toyota Corolla plays an important part in local history. It was the 8th car manufactured by the Cambridge Toyota plant and the first car made at this plant to be sold to the public. Now we're headed to the Doon Heritage Village, which sits on a 60-acre quote-unquote historic village depicting what life was like in the Waterloo region in the year 1914. Really cool thing about this place is like they set up everything as it was back in the day, so you get a feel of what exactly it was like. I found out when we got in that it's actually what a farmer or farming family's house looked like. And fun fact, a family of 17 lived here, parents, grandparents, and children. So this was the grandparents' room. Wow. Y'all, I'm so glad. Babe, aren't you glad you weren't born in 1918? This was so boring.
As in, I think they'll be wearing these clothes like every day.
Yeah, oh my goodness. This way. Interesting how they had like 2 entrances. So this is probably the master bedroom. This is the living area. Wow, I really like how they really tried to preserve everything. So this was like the summer kitchen. Okay, so we're going down to the basement.
Oh, it's so cold down here.
I know, it's nice and cold. Nice.
So we're in the basement and it's like freezing cold. It's so cold. So I guess this is where they'll store their food. So we have chili sauce. I'm not wearing my glasses so I can't see, but yeah, this is food. Very interesting. So this is a kid's bedroom. Another kid's bedroom.
I like the colors to this house, eh?
Another kid's room. This house, like how many bedrooms have we seen so far? Whew, I'm tired. Okay. It's probably like a hideout the kids used to play. Nothing interesting. It's just these are old. Oh my goodness. This is like the barn, I think. Please do not feed the animals. Yeah, I think I'm right. It's a barn. I love how it's set up like an actual village. So we have a little store here. God knows what it is they did in there. And then we have a grocery store. Let's go into the grocery store actually and see what was going on there.
2 decades ago or 3.
Yeah.
Hey, they've been there for like forever.
Yeah. The one that always
Quick
caught me
oats.
by surprise is the Heinz ketchup that we have here.
Look at that.
Oh wow, and it's still the same. Like it's literally still the same.
Yeah.
They've only made minimal changes, like the
Exactly.
color.
Yeah. And I think they started first making tomato ketchup in like the 1870s or something like that. So it's been a while. Pay up front, whereas this you can go on credit. So one receipt would go to the customer, another copy of the receipt would go into here, and then when you can pay the owner back, they have
They take it out.
they have a kept account of how much you owe them.
So it's like the credit cards of those things.
Yes. And it is the owner who picks who gets credit.
So that was the grocery store. Let's go into this store. What is this? Harness shop. Saddles and leather goods. That sounds boring. It's probably like shoes and I don't know, whatever else. But yeah, so like belts, shoes. Let's keep going. Custom tailor.
Yeah, we can go in for this.
This makes sense because hi. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, you get your custom-made suits done here. And actually you'd only have about one custom-made suit, and that would be considered your Sunday best. So you'd be wearing it to church and other special events, that kind of thing. The rest would still be factory made, that you could order through like the Eames catalog, for example, or other department stores like that. An interesting fact about the collars is on men's shirts, the collars actually didn't come attached to your shirt. So as you're working really hard throughout the day, you're getting sweaty and dirty,
can take it
you'd
off.
be able to take it off and switch it out for a new one, so you still look presentable and without having to change your entire shirt.
My grandmother had one of these.
Oh,
These
So
ones, right?
yeah,
The irons.
interesting. Like
yeah.
it was like this shape, but probably about this size. I remember that vividly.
Yeah.
We used to have like the one that, you know how you, I think it's something like this where you open it and then you put the coal inside.
Yeah, it's very similar to this one.
Yeah.
And the back comes off and then it
And then you
has...
put the coal.
Okay, so this is the blacksmith. So if you needed to get stuff fixed, you'd go on in there. Let's go to the butchery. I feel like they still had like decent equipment, so scale, a meat cutter, the paper thing to wrap your meat. This is really interesting. Sorry?
In the meat shop.
It's a butchery. So I guess this is where they would cut it into, it's probably slaughtered already. They're just like cutting it into smaller pieces and then bring it to the front. Sausages. Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh, so this is like another house. It's smaller than the other one. This is probably like giving cottage vibes, but I guess it was like open plan concept. So you have like your kitchen that's like a sink, water area, your plates whatsoever, your stove, which also works as the heater during the winter, and then I don't know, whatever, books. This is the living room. And is there a bedroom? Yeah, this is the bedroom. You guys, I'm just like so grateful that I was not born in this generation, because yeah, this was so boring. And then they have a backyard.
That's always been a thing.
So this is a house of like, you know, maybe corporate kind of people, so people who own stores, non-farmers, so their houses were like a bit cleaner and looked a bit more put together.
Thank you.
Oh, they even have like proper dining tables. Kitchen looks good. So this is the church. Church should be, I guess, a bit of a walking distance from the houses. My feet actually hurt from walking, but yeah, let's see. I always see these kind of churches in movies, so curious to go in and see what it actually looks like.
So you chose to like come and rest in the church, Abby?
So this is the fire hall, what we would call today the fire station. Before we head back to Toronto, we're just gonna visit some friends, so thought I'd show you guys the suburbs of Kitchener. We drove past some very beautiful and large houses in peaceful and quiet neighborhoods. I see now why a lot of people are moving from Toronto to Kitchener. And so that is it for Kitchener. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and I'll see y'all in the next video.